begin the meeting by the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There's no objections or corrections to the reading of the minutes, we'll stand as read. So moved. No objections. First order of business is John Elmore.
Well, for the last couple of months, I've said I hadn't had anything for you. Since this is the last meeting of the year, I thought I'd come up with something. On those actions to acquire the tax title deed, those are all completed now, and we now have deeds to the 14 parcels of property that we were pursuing this year. 2 of those parcels, I believe, are to go to the town of Hymera. We will need to pass a resolution tonight authorizing that, if that's your desire.
We had already done that.
Well, I knew we
You want to
talked
know?
about it a long time ago,
Yeah.
but now that we own it, we gotta do it.
Okay.
And then the other 12 parcels, together with a piece of property the county had owned since the 1940s or 50s, are all in the county's name. I mean, we can set an auction date and have a deed, what this lady was referring to a couple meetings ago as a deed auction, and sell them off. So it's just a question of when you want to set it.
When does it work out best for you?
Well, we gotta publish it, so we'll have to get it published, but whenever you guys wanna do it, just when you do it.
I have no problem. Whenever we get it published, and we'll set a date. How long we got? We got to have 2 weeks or a week or what? Does that have to be published?
It's gotta be published 3 times.
Three times.
3 times. So,
How many days apart?
a week. So we're looking
I make the motion, we just,
to
winter,
Huh?
January,
January?
that'd be in January.
I have a motion, we'll let her publish it and let the new commissioner
Set the date.
set the dates at their meeting on the first, or third, whatever the date is.
We're talking about dates for sale of those properties.
Yeah, it'd be what,
So you want me to get the
6th, didn't it?
notice, the notice of publication ready and everything, and then let the new commissioners vote on the auction date? Okay. That's what I said. Now, do you want me to go ahead with a deed from the county, from you fellas, to the town of Hymera for those 2 lots that have been promised to me?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'll have to get with the Hymera town attorney, because they've got to pass the same resolution. But I'll go ahead and work up that deed, and probably have you stop by the office one at a time or whatever, just to sign it. Make sure Hymera gets it into its minutes as to the resolution accepting it, and we can convey those 12, and then we'll have the new commissioner set the date for the auction of the other properties. And I think that's the only thing I've got.
You got anything, Brenda?
Just some bills to be signed, claims that you have to sign both of those.
Approve the claims.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Need signatures on both pages, Brenda.
Yeah. And I have one bond for Judy Harris that needs to be signed.
Bonding her for what?
Trustee, not, it's,
Trustee of.
yeah,
Curry.
Curry Township.
See what we're signing as.
Just on the bottom of it, so. That's all I have.
Okay, you got anything, John?
No, nah. Move on.
Okay. You got anything?
Well, I was gonna give you guys gifts since it's last meeting.
You got anything else? All I can take. I do have something. We had a street out here on Johnson Street. It's, we did a, want to reduce the speed limit there. And so Benji had to do a study on that. And he believes that the speed limit on Johnson Street throughout this area from west city limits of Sullivan, West 41 should be established at 35 miles an hour. We've had some complaints about how fast people have been going out past there, so we did do a study, and I'd like to see this passed.
I'll make a motion to pass it, or set the speed limit, what, 30?
35, I think it is.
35.
35 mile an hour.
Got a motion, I'll second that motion. All those in favor? Motion carries.
Does that have to be published one time before it can be posted, John?
Yes.
It
doesn't
can
say.
be published after it's
Posted.
posted, but it has to be published before it can be enforced.
Okay.
We have some appointments tonight for the redevelopment commission. We have letters. This is just one. The rest of them, I think, will be after the first year, but I think we do the redevelopment. And we got a letter from Larry Swank, who'd like to be considered to serve on the board. I think you got a letter from him. Got a letter from Bill Springer. He has his desire to be a board member, redevelopment. We got Glenn Wills. He does not want to be on the board. I think he was a board member. Judy Bengachia, she was saying she'd like to serve on the redevelopment advisory board. And Twyla Ushery would like to continue to serve on the economic committee for another term. I think we just put her on there, right? And then she's just,
I'll make a motion that we accept those that are in, or wanting to be on the board. And just,
Was there just one on the advisory?
and
you had Judy on the advisory board, and that's all.
You just want to be on the advisory board?
You don't have anything from Jay Southwood there?
Hold on now, I did, but yes, I did. I'm sorry about that. Somewhere. I had
What is
Jay.
that right there?
that's the
Okay.
Glendon.
There's 4 appointments, isn't there?
What'd I do?
You guys do
I'm
3.
glad you brought that
Then
up.
Well,
I had a paper from Jay. Where's my folder at that I gave you back?
I know he was, I thought he was
Yeah,
on
he
the
was,
advisory,
was,
isn't he?
was.
Right here it is.
Yeah. And then one of them he wants to be on and the other one right. Yeah. The advisory board, he does not want to serve on, and he wants to be a member of the redevelopment commission, I think. So
Did you have to do
there was 2 of them.
He's wanting to take Glenn's place then.
He does want to be on the redevelopment.
Board.
Yes, I'll go ahead and.
I'll make that motion.
Yes. I know.
He's wanting to go off the advisory board and take Glenn's
Yes, yes.
position. I'll make a
Right.
motion to put him in that position.
Yeah, we have a letter from him, because I was just.
So we're accepting Larry Swank and Judy B to be on the advisory, then Bill Springer, Twyla Usry, and
Jay South.
Jay Southwood. I will second that motion.
All those in favor, motion carries. Thank you, Jane, for correcting me. And, let's see. We need to, we'll just jump down here to the stair step representative. Is she here tonight? Let's get them in here. Yeah, yeah.
My name's Ginger Hathaway. I'm here to represent Stair Steps to Success program. It's an at-risk youth program that helps all students in middle school through Sullivan County. And January is National Mentors Month, and we'd like for you guys to proclaim it National Mentors Month so that we can do advertising and put up proclamations throughout the town.
Yes.
And I have something I need you guys to sign if you would.
Any motion?
Yeah, I will make a motion.
Motion second, all those in favor? Motion
There's two sheets. I don't know if you're gonna sign both or just maybe make copies of one. One's for you guys. Yeah. That's one of them.
Shit, Brenda probably have to file one and give you back the original.
So I have to sign a copy of yours.
You take those. Thank you.
They're good.
Thank you.
Okay, we want to open some bids for the highway materials for 2013. I think tonight we're going to verify that the bid's properly done and the bond's in place. Benji, he'll review the bids, and then the next meeting he'll.
Open them, please.
I think these are all going to be gravel and stone. Just be sure when you open them that there's a bid bond or a check. Call off who you're opening.
No, I turned it on, you just had it on.
Yeah, I've got Bland and Sons.
Just tell me if there's a bid bond or a check. You have a check, John?
Yes.
Okay. Then put it all back in there so Benji can look at it.
Okay, we got Lincoln Park stone.
Is there a bid bond or a check?
I'm looking.
We'll have it all mixed up.
Luke, who do you have?
Hanson Aggregates, and they have supplied the bid bond.
They have a bond?
Yep.
Okay, Gene, I got FAR. Certificate.
There's a bond.
Yeah, I got one here. Lincoln Stone has a bond.
Okay.
Gibco,
This one here, the open.
yeah, that's Kennedy, isn't it?
Looks like they furnish you a letter of credit possibly on the top.
That's what it is.
That's bond.
A letter of credit, yeah.
Yeah. Kennedy was, I got a bond. Check.
Just check.
Early, but, yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be for repair parts. This one over there.
Captain on motor.
Boyd and Sons.
Toys, auto.
Toys.
Captain's got a check in here.
Is that for grader blades only?
I'm trying to figure it out here, what?
It might say on the envelope.
Do we have to accept bids for grader blades?
No, we don't have to. We do so that we know that we can get them, is why we do it that way, Nick, so we know they're available.
Toys has a check.
Oh, this is petroleum, Jane.
For petroleum,
Mm-hmm. Oil. Pure oil. Antifreeze.
it's not for repairs, we just had two for repairs, Catlin and Toys, right? That's for petroleum, okay,
Mhm.
now let's go to the other petroleum.
Let's see what this is. May just be a copy of the same thing. It is.
It's all petroleum?
Mm-hmm. So far. Okay, here's grater blades. And this one. That's grater blades. They're all three the same, except for, there's three copies of it here.
But it's for petroleum?
Petroleum
And grater blades?
and grater blades.
Now, petroleum, are you talking about oil and?
Yeah, 10W30 motor oil, 1040 motor oil, 2050, 30 plus, 1540.
Is there
Sure
a bond?
ship, sure
Is there a
ship.
bond or a checking close?
Bond. Over sale of lease material, bond here. Is that not the bond, Jim?
Yeah, that's it, right there, yeah.
So you got grater blades mixed in with the antifreeze and oil and the ATF and
This is all going to be oil and petroleum together there, pass them down.
no. I've got True Blood, Jane.
Oil and grease bid, Sullivan County, don't have a name yet. I had to get that tape after, it's awful good. Okay. Jackson Oil Solvents.
a check or a bond?
Yep, got a bid bond.
Okay, this is oils and lubricants only, no fuel.
Series Solution has a bid bond.
Fuel only? I think it is.
So the bottom Conway James on triple A. What are you putting in on this? Keep you from getting all mixed up with everybody else?
Okay, now we're gonna go with culverts, metal culverts. And more metal culverts. That's those on there.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Okay.
Chain happened for oil too, they've been oil too, series good.
Series did oil
They're
and
fuel.
this is another one, culverts.
Okay, I got wholesale drainage and they got a bid bond. You need to know what there, anything other than
I just
that.
need to know if there's a bond or a check. Is it bond or a check?
It's the bond.
Metal culverts,
Oh, we got a check in there.
and we got a
Oh, they take you.
Packet.
In there. I'm sorry.
Is it a check?
They got a check. I thought it was a bond. The check was in there. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I'll put it back in this.
If you ever be
Right,
over there.
that's nothing. There we go.
Regis culverts, they're Regis. Oh, we have nothing to say.
CPI has a bid bond.
Maybe day court.
That's cars and tubes. That's asphalt material.
Best one tire is what, we got here. Got a bid bond, is what I got here. The best one.
Asphalt materials as well, has a bid bond.
Thank you.
anybody got any old business.
Same thing, are you guys gonna get to that? Am I gonna be included on that 800 East? Blacktop?
Has Benji sent anything?
No, not to me, he has not.
Well, it's my understanding that there's a pretty good piece of change laying here that should be going, that should be spent for that.
Well, I don't, personally, I think some of that change, I do know needs to probably go in front of the school up there, which the city may end up owning, but it belongs to the county right now. And the county's gonna put in a new bridge out there, and I think we're about 18 months away, maybe not that far. We've got a bridge going in out there. And I would like to see that road fixed, comes into the city of Sullivan with a portion of that money. But other than that,
Well, there's, if I'm getting this right, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's been well over $1 million allotted to the county for road closures in Jefferson Township. And as far as I know, unless I'm wrong, there's been about 1/8 of a mile of blacktop put back in Jefferson Township. I'm wanting the commissioners to be fair. Now, back 4, 5, 6 years ago, I had the opportunity to get that 800 blacktopped by Peabody, but it got shot down. Now, here I'm bringing it up again, the same road, same money, coming from the same source. Why do I have to go through this to get some blacktop when the money's been here? I mean, I know you'd like to see that road fixed. There's a lot of roads I'd like to see fixed. I'd like to see some blacktop down there where I'm at. So I can understand why everybody would like to have better roads. But let's be fair about it. Give us some down there. And the money's here. So I've been here for over a month now, 2 months, asking that about this and bringing it up. And the one time here, there was a big healthy check produced here from Peabody. But it seemed like it's being pointed in different directions. I can take you and show you several hundreds of miles in Sullivan County of blacktop that don't have anybody on it for miles. Melon wagons, hay wagons, combines. Everybody uses it, the poachers use it. And I'm only trying to get a little blacktop down there where there's about 14 families can have some use of it.
Jane, how much money do we have unappropriated of that?
I think probably about 800,000 that hasn't been appropriated. You're talking about road
Right.
closure.
How many homes are you think's gonna be built down there?
There are some private property on it.
Yeah, I know, that there's quite a bit, I mean, you're wanting to build a home, who else is wanting to build a home down there?
My boy probably built one if we can get a blacktop. And there's 2 new homes, brand new homes down there right now. And altogether, there's about 14 different private owners in there that could be developed into something. But I've been wanting to build a house down there for several years now. But I haven't, just for that reason. And I'm not going to yet if I don't get one down there, but I'm gonna continue to come up here and raise hell until I get some. But I don't wanna do that. I'd rather approach it straight up, put it out front, let's be honest about it. Let's be fair about it, and go from there. That's all I'm asking you guys to do, is be fair about it.
That last blacktop that we did, what did it cost a mile? Is it about 60,000?
I think so, something like that, wasn't
But was that a gravel road that was blacktopped, or?
it? No,
What
it was a
did you
blacktop
do that-
road.
What that cost you, or did you do that? Put it back out on you.
No one we did B99, it's 300.
Cause it costs us quite a bit more with no, than just going over the top of the surface, so we gotta kinda figure in the extra, cause you have to go quite a bit thicker.
This is going, I mean, there's not a whole lot of roads in Jefferson Township that you can honestly blacktop
Right.
and get in it. I mean, you can blacktop a lot of them down there, but you're not gonna get people to build homes. You know, it's all privately.
That's one of them that, there's some private squares in there that could benefit from it.
I'd like to see us set aside about $240,000 and see where that takes us on that road. That'll get us down to private land. So I got a motion on the floor to allocate $240,000 to blacktop what we need to blacktop.
And I'll second.
We got a motion on the floor, and a second. All those in favor? All those opposed? I'll tell you why I oppose this. There's a lot of people in the county that put a lot of money down in there over the years, and we've took money from that area that we got for road closures, but you haven't really lost anything. I mean, I keep hearing this, that you lost something, but everything that's been closed, when it goes back the way it was. And there's kind of an illusion sometimes, because a lot of times if a commissioner or, we have a bypass road set up down there on one project that anytime John wants something done, he calls and they do it. And, you know, those kind of things. And we had a culvert, we had that big flood a year or so ago, and we had a culvert down there 70-some feet down in the ground. We had no way of digging it out. They had no obligation at all to do anything for Sullivan County. Probably rightfully so, because people come in here and raise heck with them so much. I talked to them, they said, Tim, it don't make no difference if we do it or not, they ain't gonna think anything of us. And I said, well, I understand. But they said, we'll go ahead and dig that out, that culvert. They had no obligations, I think it was 300, is that right?
Well, they had obligations, but their obligations had expired.
No, they had a 30 years, and the commissioners way before us signed that off.
Right,
So there
but
wasn't any obligation.
They were expired obligations.
Yeah.
They had obligations.
Now, you're talking about what, Peabody?
Talking about them digging up that culvert.
What does what Peabody do for the county have to do with the money they're giving Peabody to be spent on these roads?
But what I'm trying to tell you is, a lot of people in the county like the fact that we're taking money and putting it where the most people need it. We got a lot of people that are seeing this happen, and they're glad we're doing it. They're wanting to go to higher populated areas and saying, hey, I'm glad to see you're taking some of that money and spending it where it needs to be spent when there's a lot of people. I have that a lot of places. And we've done that. We wouldn't have never been able to do 5 Mile Road north of High Mara had we not had the road closure.
I'm sure
I
that.
agree with you, Tim.
I'm
You
sure
was in here
that.
arguing that point too. You
I'm
didn't
sure
want
of
that
that.
to happen.
I'm very sure of that.
So, you know, I'm not against it.
But I can
Come
also
here,
go back, now wait a minute, now let me talk a minute. I can also go back over the years, the amount of money that's come out of Jefferson Township that has been spent in other townships to improve their roads and to improve whatever. But let's take all that money that come out of there and see how much of it went back to put back into Jefferson Township. It's gonna be very little. Now, I realize that they're tearing up a lot of roads down there. But the rest of us is still there. And the people that, I think you brought this up in the last meeting, about, you know, you didn't tell those people to sell their property and move, whatever. No, I didn't either. But they paid taxes on that capital gain and so forth, and the income that they got off of it. And that fluttered around, some of that come back into the state and the counties. So, yeah, let's take west of Carlisle. How well is that populated when you get on down toward Oaktown? Very, very little houses compared to the mile of blacktop. But we're looking at blacktop that thick. Good, they got good roads, I'm glad of it.
I want everyone to have a good road, but I'd like for us to have one too. And I mean, and I'll shut up, but I just want to get my
No,
part
I'm,
into
all
it.
right. I've sat on here and I've seen a lot of money go down into that area that, in places that they went back and blacktop that probably they shouldn't have blacktop. The road was closed and it went back, and they put it back because it was blacktop 50 years ago. So they met their obligation, and they went back and put it back blacktop, and there's nobody down there.
But that didn't have nothing to do with road closures.
Yeah,
Right.
it did, because it was all signed.
I mean, the money that was spent for the road closures, they didn't have no money. They put the road back, but they paid to have the road closed. So where did the money go there? So they put it back.
Well, there wasn't
There
much
wasn't
money
money
back
there.
then. There was only about $5,000 a mile.
But that
I think
didn't,
that was
what they
like that.
put back
I
didn't
think
cost the
that's what
county.
it
I
was.
think
It wasn't very much money when we started this. There's a lot more money now.
Okay.
Yeah, there was hardly any money before this.
Yeah, go ahead, Lonnie.
Now, now, I wasn't saying that, but now, a couple of things with this. Some of those roads haven't gone back like they were. Some of the roads haven't even gone back at all. And one thing about this road, in my opinion, like I said, we talked about main thoroughfares, and I think it's a good thing to see we get a main thoroughfare back from High Mary North. Good, well-traveled road. We need, I think, to continue a main road from Pleasantville to High Mary, a main road from Pleasantville to Carlisle. Here within a few years, they're gonna cut one of the best roads, which a school bus travels all the time to go to North Knox. Several buses travel all the time to go to North Knox. You get this paved that far down to the homes that are already there that are suffering, and those who aren't doing that, but those that are suffering from this, they should be compensated, in my opinion. And I understand for all, but I also understand the Pledge of Allegiance. The way I understand it, it says liberty and justice for all, and that means the individual. The individual, it doesn't mean that you take from the poor and give to the rich. And that's just a scenario all the time. You can do things at times, but having said this, if we blacktop this down to their road, then we're only talking 3 to 4 miles to keep worth of blacktopping to keep a road from Pleasantville to Freelandville. Instead of right now there's 5, 6, 7 miles that you're going to go. And that's still a good school bus route to work. I don't see why there's any opposition to this particular thing. And like I said, take money and put it elsewhere, because the way things are going to work, but keep some of these main things going. And I just have to disagree that we're always just complaining about, this, that, and the other. I think of the businesses in Carlisle that get people from Pleasantville. I think of the hardware store, the restaurants. You take 2, 3 individuals from Pleasantville that go that way that won't no longer go that way because there's not a good road. That's not good for them businesses. You take someone that lives in that area that's going to have to go now to Duggar and back around. That's not right for the individual. I don't care what, it's not right. That's the way I look at it, the way I do it.
Well, John's been your commissioner for 4 years down there, and he's spent the money his part of the money where he wanted to spend it. On his recommendations, that's what he chose to do. Probably been some improvements down there. I know he bought a ditching machine and done a lot of ditching down there. So.
Done ditching, done blacktopping. We blacktopped 600 east down to the church from 600 north, 600 south all the way down to 800 and back across. I like to got 500 done, but just no money. And try to get all the ditching we could, and it's time to move on.
Anybody else got anything?
It's sitting next to it.
You need to set the meeting for
Yeah,
next
tomorrow.
time.
Okay, let's set for January 2nd at 8 a.m.
I'll second that. I'll also make a motion to adjourn.
What about the New Year thing?
Oh, yeah.
What are
We
you
gotta
gonna
make,
do? You're gonna have your meeting when? January 2nd.
January 2nd is what it says here,
At 8 a.m.
at 8 a.m.
And you'll declare January 1 as a holiday?
Yes, I'll make that motion too. January 1's a holiday.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor? Motion carries.
Was the 31st Lincoln's birthday or anything, James?
No,
Okay, because I know sometimes,
no. We've already used that for.
all right, I just want to make sure. That was, oh, that's the 24th, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll second your motion to adjourn.